First of all, I think I also want to congratulate you for two reasons. One, that you have taken your first step in this world of design. I think it's the most wonderful profession, as I can say, because I have been in it for 27 plus years and there hasn't been a single dull day. So you know what lies ahead of you. And the second one, of course, because I have little exposure to this institute, but I have seen, whatever little I have seen, I'm completely astonished to see the kind of infrastructure they have built in just such a short time. So I think congratulations for looking at this institute as one of your prospects or getting accepted by this institute. I think the future is going to be very, very exciting and interesting. So moving on, what is design? You know, one of the questions that has baffled us for years and years, and I'm in it for more than 30 years, and I don't think I have a great answer for this. And how does it affect our daily lives? Design is one of the most misunderstood, misused, or abused words that we've seen. And it really pains to be a designer and to see that word being abused as between verb and noun and as it suits people. And how does it affect our daily lives? Most of us who, when they are not exposed to design, don't really realize if there is any presence of design in our lives at all or not. We are all sitting on a chair, we are all looking at a screen, we all have various devices in our bags and hands, and all these are actually designed, but we don't really think about them as designed objects. So what is design? Is design new? It's not a new profession, it's not a new activity. Maybe it's a new profession, maybe it's a new career, but it's not a new activity. It has existed forever. You know, ways of expression, ways of solving problems have existed forever. Who designed these? Do we know who designed the scripts, the languages? And there are so many of them all over the world. I think there are 16 on our currency notes. And do we know who designed these? And these are like perfect examples of something that has been designed and standardized and passed on from year on, generation on and on. Who designed these? I'm going to focus on communication design as that is my background, and I'm going to speak a little about my definition of what is communication design. I think Satish has already done a wonderful job of selling why you should become a product designer. So it's a tough call for me now to tell you why you should look at communication design, but I'm going to try. So in my opinion, communication design is planning, creating, shaping, expressing ideas and messages for problem solving and for persuasion. Communication has a job to do. It's not art. So problem solving and persuasion and for pleasure. You know, nobody says that design only needs to do a job. It needs to delight, going beyond to bring a smile to people's faces. Design has a job to do, and beyond that, it has some delight to add to people's lives. Is this design? I know all of you were rushing to get ready to come here this morning, so you may not have glanced at the newspaper. But just do it when you go back. And tell me that every morning when you hold that newspaper, do you think that somebody has designed it? Somebody has initially decided what kind of typeface, what kind of line spacing, what colors, how many pictures, what kind of layouts. I'm very happy to be standing here and talking about a word called layouts because Professor Mukesh Patel was my professor, and I'm very, very grateful to him for having taken me through that journey or initiated me in that journey. And here we are today. So is this design? Do you look at this as design, but somebody is designing it and there is a career ahead in that? Publications, and not just newspapers, but all kinds of publications. Is this design? This is an identity of an automobile brand called Bharat-Benz of Daimler. Is this design? Of course, brands are designed by somebody as well, and brands have more meaning than what you just see in terms of visuals or graphics. Brands have meaning because they are the face of the product or service or experience that they are representing. So they have a meaning. Somebody has carefully gone through a process of understanding that meaning and putting it forward in a visual form. Is this design? This is a brand for Flipkart, and it's a street fashion label. Is this design? Of course it is. And not just the brand, but everything that goes into it would be design. Is this design? So design is not just for commercial use, but design also can be worked can be used well for causes. So this is a cause we had worked on for, for asking people to wear helmets because they want to save their lives. So your life is in your hands and, wear helmets. And again, whenever you're working for a cause, for a social impact cause, it doesn't have to look boring and serious. It can be told in a fun way, it can be told in an engaging way, and that is design as well. Is this design? Of course it is. All of us go grocery shopping and we buy various products and we make various choices, and there are, on a shelf there are 5 kinds of brands for anything that we buy, and we make a choice based on what we are looking for, based on what that brand is trying to tell you. Because branding and packaging is no more about one-way communication. It's about a conversation now. So what is this brand trying to tell you? That is design as well, which is brand and packaging. Is this design? What if you got products in your hands which had absolutely no graphics, no instructions, nothing? Is this design? Environments also need to be designed to communicate something, and communication design can do that. This is a picture of a knowledge center of Suzlon campus where there's a large 3D mural of books becoming birds. Basically trying to tell you that, knowledge can do that, it can free you, it can liberate you. And that is communication done in a space, in a themed environment. Is this design? Oh yes, communication has a role to play in retail as well. So communication design is not just about what you see in print or what you see on your phone or what you see in websites or packaging. It also is a live environment which has another job to do, which is trying to tell you about the virtues of the brand that you're walking into. Is this design? There are thousands of apps every other day. So if you just go to the App Store, you'll see a dozen apps that have just got launched today. By the way, this got launched 2 days back, and it's an entertainment app that we worked on. So what makes you decide on a certain app? What makes you do that choice of downloading an app, investing your time, sometimes money, giving out your information? What makes you do that? What are those apps that make you do that? How useful are they? What do they do? What is the role they play in your life? Are they useful? Are they for entertainment? Are they for knowledge, information? Do they help you book your tickets? How do you make that choice? And again, there are choices. So how do you decide that one particular one that you are going to go for? So that is communication design as well. So good design is simple. Should be functional, most certainly, should be safe, easy to understand, easy to use, easy to maintain, delightful and desirable. I'm not sure if it is in that order for exactly all the projects that you would work on. In communication design, again, you would have a hierarchy. Certain kinds of projects would require safety to be at the top, certain would require desirability to be at the top, and that's a choice again as communication designers that you would learn to make as you go through your 4 years of course. Few things about design, and always keep those in mind if you may. Design is thinking about users. At no point in time, design is art. It's not a self-expression. You would always design for somebody. And all of us have older people in our houses, parents, grandparents, and so on. And I don't think there's anybody in this room who has not seen an old person struggling with a phone, right? So how do we design thinking users in mind? These people just probably are seeking something much simpler. If you look at the remote controls that you use of your television sets, how many buttons are there and how many of those do you really use? Not too many, right? Somebody is over-designing. Don't ever do over-designing for anything that you work on. Design is real possibilities. So design is not always something that comes out of thin air. Creativity doesn't come out of thin air. It has to be rooted, grounded, real for real people with real issues to be solved. This is a picture of this is a mind map drawn by Victor Papanek, who's one of my favorite, this is one of my favorite books in fact. It says design for the real world. And don't ever think that design is some fancy cosmetic job. Always believe that design has the power to change the world. I don't think anybody starts getting enrolled into the world of design without believing that you can change the world, and continue that faith. Design can change the world. Design, good design is universal. It doesn't need a language. It doesn't need a cultural background. Sometimes it does help to have that, but some of these things that have become so universal, they have no language. I mean, whether you go to Korea, China, Japan, India, and any town in India, everybody would know what this means. What does that mean? It's a universal design somebody has created. Design is thinking holistically. So gone are the days when you could design for one medium and let it be. Now everything that is designed by a communication designer has a life on other media. So whether it's print, it will have electronic life, it may have life in animation, apps, maybe an environment, what have you. So design has to think holistically. Design is adding delight. You know, what you see on your left can do the job, right? But what you see on the right adds delight and does the exact same job. So design can add delight after taking care of the problem it needs to solve. And always keep that in mind. Try and add that little delight. Nobody ever will refuse if you're putting a smile on somebody's face. Design is bringing clarity. Now if you see the picture on the left, I don't feel so clear about which button to press for going up or down. And most often we come across this kind of a confusion in elevators and various other places. Design has to bring clarity. There is no compromise on clarity when you're communicating about something. So keep that in mind always. So most of you who are the parents sitting in this room probably know of this film called Qarz when we were growing up. It had, the hero was Rishi Kapoor, and he is a rock star, he's a singer. Okay, the reason why I'm bringing this up is all those who've been in the world of design, one of the most difficult parts of our profession is to convince people that it's a real profession, that it's not a hobby. It's not something that you do, as a sidekick. It's a real profession. So I love this dialogue in this film. There is this girl, the pretty girl, and there's the hero who's a singer, and they are in love with each other. And this girl's uncle is very worried about his daughter's future. So he meets this boy and he says, "Kya kaam karte ho? What do you do for a living?" And very proudly this chocolate boy Rishi Kapoor says, "मैं गाना गाता हूँ." And you know what this uncle says? "गाना तो मैं भी गा लेता हूँ बरखुरदार, लेकिन काम क्या करते हो?" That's really how it is for design many a times, but don't get disheartened. Believe that it is a real profession, and all those parents who are sitting here, please understand that it's not a hobby that you are telling your children to pursue. It's a real profession. It's serious work. You've already seen what Satish shared earlier. It does change lives for good. So don't ever doubt this to be a profession which is just a hobby or a sidekick. This is one question I really dread, and I hope none of you are going to ask this, because this is a question I have battled for 25 years since I have got into the profession of design. All the parents who come to me for advice, and likewise to many of you who are designers in this audience, the parents will come and ask various questions, but there's one question that they always want to ask: is there scope in this profession? Now this scope is a word that I really dread. Why do you think? They are not asking about scope. It is money spelt differently. All they want to know is there money in this profession? And you know what? It's not about the profession which has scope or not. It's about your child. It's inside your daughter or son whether there is scope or not. Because in every profession in the world, there are successful people and there are not so successful people. So it is not about the profession. It is about what you have inside. Bring that out, and you won't ever have to ask if there's scope or success or money at all. It will come. But please don't ever believe that scope is in the profession. No, it's inside your child. And design is collaborative. So this is my almost the end of my talk, but I'm going to tell you a little story about Elephant, because that's how we named our company. So we believe design is collaborative, and I think Satish already told you how many kinds of skill sets and expertise that you need to touch upon to finally come out with what you need to do. So this is a story of 6 blind people and elephant long, long ago in a small town in India. And those people were curious, and one day they heard that there is an elephant passing by, and they were curious, so they went up to that creature and touched the creature. And each of them came back very enlightened, because each of them believed that he knows what an elephant is. And each one came back and said, oh, I know what it is. So the one who touched the back said, oh, elephant is like a wall. But the one who touched the tail said, no, it's like a rope. And then somebody touched the ear and said, no, it's like a fan, and so on. So all of them started arguing. And we are argumentative Indians. So we love arguing about everything that we perceive. And this went on for a while, and then came a wise man who knew what an elephant is and who could see. And he said, you know what? All of you are correct. All of you are right. Nobody is wrong. And they said, how is that possible? So he said, you know what? Each one of you holds a piece. If all of you put your pieces together, you can make the big picture. And design really is like that. And that is really what inspired us to name our company. And that is really what you have to continue believing. Design is not a solo game, it's a team game. And the more members you add to your team, your picture is going to be bigger and bigger. And the more blind people, you're going to get more and more perceptions. So don't ever be worried about having a large team and collaborating with them, because that is the only way to get a bigger picture. So I end my little talk with this quote that I'm really fond of. Find purpose and means will follow. So even if you do communication design or product design or fashion or any other stream that you choose, know what your purpose is and your means will follow. Thank you. And you can write to me. We can talk later. Any other questions, I'm happy to answer. Thank you very much.